I hit somebody with my car a few days ago. I recently started a new job in a warehouse for graveyard shifts. I never done graveyard shift before, but for the most part I've enjoyed it. On the way to work, traffic is only going the other direction. While I'm on my way to work, everyone else is on their way home. And when I get off work, everyone for the most part is still asleep and there's no traffic at all. It's great having the roads all to yourself thinking, I could probably go 100 down this road right now. I could see just how fast my car can actually reach. But despite thinking it, I would never do that. Because the only day I decide to make a stupid decision would be a day there's a cop on the corner searching for drunks. After all, there's only two types of people on the road at 4 a.m. Drunks and blue-collar graveyard shift workers. The only downside to the graveyard shift is that my state government, in their infinite wisdom, has decided to save money by shutting off streetlights on less traveled roads, especially during less active hours. Like gigantic idiots. Because fuck common sense, right? This is what led to the crash. I was cruising away, looking forward to my much-needed bed. That night, we had extra shipments compared to normal at the warehouse, so we had to work extra fast and extra hard. We don't get any breaks in our work, aside from the mandatory 30-minute lunch break, if you call it lunch at that hour. For once, I decided to speed just a little more, just to be home a few minutes sooner. It's only 10 miles over the speed limit, and on a single-lane road with no turnouts that speed traps could hide in. That's when I saw her. A girl about 10 years old was standing in the middle of the road. It all happened so fast. I noticed her until it was too late. I slammed on my brakes, swerved a little, bracing for impacts. My eyes closed, I heard the crash of her body against my window, metal crushing, glass shattering. I came to a stop. I leapt out of my car, searching for the girl, hoping that she was still breathing. But I didn't see anyone. I checked under my car, dreading what I might find, but there was nothing. I searched the roads, running, calling out, nothing. I knew my next move had to be to call 911. Maybe they would find her. Maybe I'd find her first while they're on the way. Time was ticking. I ran back to my car to grab my phone, but froze when I reached the front of the car. The front windshield was no longer shattered. The metal was no longer dented. There's no trace of any accident at all. I inspected my car for any trace of anything to prove that what I just experienced was real, but there was nothing. I still called 911 just in case. When I explained what happened, they hung up on me. They assumed it was some sort of prank call. Maybe they just thought I was crazy. At first, I thought that perhaps I'd just fallen asleep at the wheel, dreamed that whole thing happened, then woke up as I veered off the road. Or maybe I was hallucinating. Maybe I was dreaming while awake. Maybe some sort of sleep paralysis. That's the only logical explanation. But every night since then, this girl has been appearing in my dreams. My dreams start out normal, dreaming I'm at work or back in high school, which is a nightmare itself, or whatever. Then the girl appears, but disappears after a glance. I still thought it was just regular nightmares, PTSD type of thing from the first nightmare trauma, until in one dream, she approached me and handed me a note. I opened up the folded piece of notebook paper and tried to read it, but every time I looked down on the words, they kept changing it to jumbled nonsense. I dismissed the dream as just another weird dream when I awoke that night. I started getting ready for work when I noticed something in my pocket. It was a piece of folded notebook paper. Inside, in handwriting much different than mine, it said, "Help me. He's still out there."